Let's get some water. And I have another poem to read. This time, it's my friend Jared Morningstar. So he's written several books too, but there's one that I specifically want to read from his first book, American Fries. So Jared is a very interesting guy in that he is very anti-capitalism. He kind of likes diners and, old Americana. He plays with old Americana a lot of the time. Small town living, the way that we used to be kind of person. Oh, I just stepped on a picker. Oh, stepped on a picker. So we have Jared Morningstar, American Fries, Poems and Short Stories. His first book. And I'll read the back of the book. It says, what is America? The answer to the question is likely to be different for everyone. Some answers may lean toward the political. Others may focus on the pop culture and cultural icons, or its history and progress or lack thereof over the years. A place where dreams come true, or maybe a place where the dreams are only a romantic fantasy. The poems and stories found within American Fries illustrate different aspects of and perspectives on the American experience. Enjoy a meal. So I wanted to read my favorite poem from American Fries, which is called Shaky. Hi. Hang on. My cat is like, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's called Shaky. Come on. Ooh. Are we all settled? Okay. Shaky. Surrounded by faded buildings, decades past their prime, he hobbles down broken sidewalks, followed by the stench of strong urine and dead fish. Arched back, unaware of the icy December wind and the stab of falling snow, he continues his limp march, looking for what little hope resides in a Coca-Cola treasure. That's it. So, just the imagery of this poem says a lot. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm from Michigan. There's a lot about this poem that speaks to me. I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it a lot. So that's probably my favorite poem from that because when I was at university, there used to be people we called them the can men. They would be men, usually guys, but people who would go through trash cans and they would look for pop cans. Because in Michigan, taking pop cans back, you get 10 cents for bottle returns. So they would go through all of the university trashes and they would be looking for pop cans. We call them the can men. So Can Man Joe, Can Man Jim, Can Man, they were just the can men. But it's so depressing to think about these homeless men who make their survival on university students' leftovers, their cans. That why couldn't we just give them money? You think about it. It's just that's so depressing to me. Or like that they couldn't find youth services in which they didn't need to do that. It's part of the American culture of late stage capitalism. And so, when I was in college, I didn't think about it. I just thought it was, sort of the quaint part of, being in university. But as I've gotten older, it's something that I really think about quite heavily. It was something that I had to learn to confront when I lived on the West Coast. Homelessness, just the amount of homelessness, and even coming back to my hometown, just the homeless population. It's something that I've started to really become cognizant of just the presence of it. It was something that I wasn't aware of because I was younger. But as I've gotten older, it's something that I've become more aware of, and that it's something that was just always kind of underlying, and it was just kind of like beneath the surface, and that it's always been prevalent in our society. It's just something that we just kind of politely ignore. It's harder in places that are colder, that experience winter, such as Michigan. You have places like the West Coast where it doesn't get as cold very often. So it's, there's some grace involved with that, but it's still difficult to be homeless regardless. You still have the problems of being unsheltered. And that's why books like this, you talk about it, you think about it, you raise awareness about it. It leads you to wanting to do action about it. You have a lot of people who don't want homeless people, near you or around you. You want to, because especially like on the West Coast, there's a lot of tent cities that pop up, and so there's a lot of like not in my backyard kind of mentality, and so, but they don't want to do anything about it. They just want them to disappear, and so it's sort of like well, where are they supposed to go? What are they supposed to do? And it's just like, they have to go somewhere. They have to exist somewhere. You can't just tell them to not exist somewhere without giving them a place to go. So I like the idea of building at least tiny houses. I think tiny houses are a grace that gives homeless people at least some form of shelter. It may not be the best, but it's something. It's somewhere to live. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a little bit hopeful about it. But those are my thoughts about it. Anyway, American Fries. He has several other books, but that's his first book. So yeah, Jared Morningstar. Can't see you. I'm blind. I don't have my glasses on. I have my sunglasses on. Just kidding. I'm not legally blind. Not yet. I haven't deteriorated that far yet. Not yet. I'm being hyperbolous. Oh.